How do you deal with criticism and angry people on the internet? It's easy to joke about, especially after you've been through this for a while, but in the beginning, at least for me, it was quite unsettling. I wasn't sure what to do with it. I think the humble approach is to do some soul searching, like, yeah, maybe I am a horrible person. Like, that's certainly possible. In fact, I'm quite convinced that I am. I'm just not sure I am for the reasons you're saying, but maybe you're right. How did you deal with that? How do you deal with that now?
It is sanctifying. It actually is sanctifying. I almost never block people on Twitter. I only block people if they attack my family or something. That's the reason. I'm no free speech absolutist. I have no problem with the block button, but I don't use it because it is humbling. There was a guy, some troll on Twitter, who every post I ever made, this guy would respond and say, here's little Mikey again with his hashtag white power, racist, sexist, phobic, whatever, all the things that they call us. But it was so funny. The diction was so funny. And I just kept reading it. And finally, I responded to him one day. I said, I know you mean to, irritate me, but I have to tell you, your diction is so funny, I really get a kick out of these tweets. He deleted his account. I was kind of upset because I thought these are very funny tweets. Yeah. And sometimes people will make real criticisms. You'll hear people say, never read the comments. I don't think that's true. Read the comments. I don't read all of them. Obviously, it'd waste your whole day. But I do try to read some comments. After that speech last night at Franciscan, I scrolled through the comments just to see. And there was one really good criticism.
What was that?
Of my speech. So the premise of my speech, I would hope the entire audience has already poured over this, has watched every word of it. But the premise of the speech is science is fake in that it just creates representations of the world that do not correspond as well to reality as the old ones, right? So,
a classic example would be to look up the scientific definition of a kiss. You know what I mean? You're like, that is not at all what a kiss is. And you might mistakenly believe that it is the true definition of a kiss, but human beings no different.
Yeah, what does that mean? It's the objective definition of these sort of lips slurping on each other. Yeah. That's not quite it. Or what is a woman? I mean, that's the question that everyone seems to be talking about. What is a woman? The scientific answer is a woman has 2 X chromosomes. My answer is a woman is sugar and spice and everything nice. The latter is more accurate. The latter tells you more about what a woman actually is than 2 X chromosomes. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
What is man's position in the universe? The ancient view is that man is the center of the universe. The scientific view is that man is this little dot on a rock circling this ball of gas in this galaxy, in a supercluster, in a supercluster, in a supercluster complex. Man as the center of the universe is more accurate because man is the nexus of the physical world and the metaphysical world through his rational soul. We're the only being in this world that has that. Right? Animals have bodies, but they don't have a rational soul. That's why we don't put kittens on trial for scratching people. And ideas exist and they have great power, but they don't have bodies. Angels and demons exist and they have great power, but they don't have bodies. We are that nexus. We actually are at the center of the universe. And you see this perfectly in the incarnation, right? The incarnation of Jesus Christ is that perfect meeting, and you see this in the sacraments. So that tells you more about what things really are. And so at that point people say, well, no, but Michael, the difference is, literally speaking, man is on this ball circling in the middle of nowhere in space. I said, well, is that literally true? What do you mean by literally? And this was where the criticism came in. I said, you're saying literally to mean not figuratively, not symbolically. But there's a problem because the word literal is a paradox, because literal refers to letters, which are symbols, right? And so I really don't know what you mean when you say literally or figuratively. My view of the world is a semiotic view. I think everything has meaning. And so you can't, for you to tell me, no, I'm talking about the things without meaning, well, that's nothing. Everything has meaning. And the criticism was, Michael, you dummy, you have confused signs and symbols. And that's why your speech falls apart. A sign is something that denotes a signified. A sign has a direct relation to what it represents. That's why signs are languages in themselves, like a stop sign or like letters and words. Whereas a symbol, you see, is that which connotes the symbolized, meaning it has a less direct relationship. To bring it to earth, a sign is commonly understood by everybody, the meaning of it. a symbol is not necessarily commonly understood. Different people can have different interpretations of symbols, which is a really, really good criticism.
You could have scrolled through 8,000 comments to get an intelligent one like that, though. I mean, that's a great... Yeah.
But the reason that criticism falls flat is because of the rest of the speech, because the premise is off. That criticism would have been true in another time, in another place, when people had common language, when those signs of letters and words really did have a direct relation to a representative that is understood by everybody. The problem with our time is we no longer have a common language.
Yeah.
So the word woman does not denote woman. It has ceased to be a sign and become a symbol that is now controversial. Man, same thing. So because of the breakdown of language, that no longer holds up. But I thought, wow, I'm so grateful for that criticism, because it at least made me think to work through that distinction, which I would not have given much thought to. And it actually helped me to make sense of my own thoughts. And that is true. That happened to be a beautifully written criticism. But it's true of all of them. It's true of even, hey, Knowles, stop talking like that. Stop using that dumb word. Hey, Knowles, you look like a jerk. Hey, that actually makes me think, oh, maybe I need to button my jacket. Oh, maybe I need to...
But I mean, surely you have people in your life who do a better job giving you these criticisms than having to scour through YouTube comments.
Some.
Yeah. I mean, is that the advantage of having a team around you at the Daily Wire who get to tell you, like, don't say that again? Or are they not as micromanaging?
Yeah, they're not as micromanaging, and sometimes people are wrong, too, you know, and committees rarely do anything good. Individuals often have good perceptions and insights. Committees, not so much. So, yeah, obviously there are close people in my life that I turn to for that sort of advice. But I also turn to the trolls on Twitter, because the trolls on Twitter have no care for my feelings. They actually want to hurt my feelings. And so sometimes you get blunter, harsher, more precise criticism from them.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like if you liked, and if you loved, subscribe.